Happy Thursday, Math 6 students. We're going to do a short quiz review. Tomorrow we'll be taking a quiz on lessons 8.5 to lesson 8.8. Just doing a short little mini geometry lesson or unit right now. And tomorrow we'll have the quiz. I'll have a short movie I'd like you to watch, just showing how math is used in Pixar movies, which is kind of neat to see how things that you were learning about do relate to the real life. And then I'll have a couple other options of activities you can do, but we will not be doing a lesson, but I would like you doing some math. Okay, today for our assignment, after you watch the video, we're going to have a couple review problems that you'll either print off or do in your notebook. When done, I'd like you to take screenshots of it to show me that it is completed. Either send it back to me through Google Classroom or with your parents. All right, our first lesson was on classifying polygons. And it says, name each polygon, decide whether it is a regular polygon, if it is or is not. So remember, regular polygons have all congruent sides and have all congruent angles within them. Okay, so if I looked at this first shape right here, it has 4 sides on it, so I know it's a quadrilateral. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those little tick marks in there tell me they're all the same. So, okay, they have all the same measurements of sides, all congruent. But if I notice their angles, this angle up here and this angle down here, those are acute. And these angles over here are obtuse. So because not all the angles are the same, it is not a regular quadrilateral. So I could put down it is a quadrilateral. I forgot an A in there. Quadrilateral. Because all 4 sides are the same length, it would be considered actually a rhombus. It is not a square because it does not have 4 right angles. On my next shape right here, I count the sides and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. That tells me 5 sides is a pentagon. If I look at the lengths of the sides, they all have a tick mark right here, so they're all congruent. If I look at the angles, all of the angles have one arch in them like that right there, so they are also congruent. So this would be a regular pentagon. On the third one, we have a triangle. I know it's a triangle because it has 3 sides. As I notice right now, I've got one angle that is a right angle. I know I've got 2 angles that are acute angles, so I know it's not a regular triangle. The fact that there are 2 sides the same length right here, and these 2 angles are also congruent, is going to tell me that it is actually an isosceles triangle. The shape down below, first of all, these don't have the markings in, but I did take them off my smartboard. They are all regular. They look regular. I didn't put the tick marks in there. But on our first one, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. So I know 5 is pentagon, 6 is hexagon, 8 is octagon, 9 is nonagon, 7 is going to be a heptagon. I'm trying to write this with my left hand. A heptagon right there for that one, and it is a regular heptagon. For our next one right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sides. 9 sides is a nonagon for that shape. And our last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. All sides are the same length. All angles are also congruent to each other. 6 sides, 6 has an X. This, my friends, would be a regular hexagon for that one, a regular hexagon. Okay, talking about our angles right here, the first one by sides, if all 3 sides are congruent, it's going to be an equilateral triangle. 2 congruent sides means that it's going to be isosceles triangle. Sorry, my handwriting's not the best. No congruent sides is going to be a scalene triangle. Remember, if we have all 3 sides congruent, we have 3 congruent angles. If we have 2 sides congruent in isosceles triangle, you're going to have 2 angles that are going to be the same size. Remember also that the 3 angles in any triangle always adds up to 180. We can also classify our triangles by the biggest angle. So an obtuse triangle means that the biggest angle is going to be obtuse. A right triangle, we're going to know it's a right triangle if it's got that little box in the corner for 90 degrees. And acute triangles, if I looked at an isosceles triangle like that, all sides the same length, that would tell me every angle would have to be 60 degrees because 60 times 3 is 180. Classifying our triangles, identify the different types of triangles in the figure and to determine how many of each kind there are. So I'm going to start with the isosceles triangle, or I'm sorry, I'm going to start with equilateral triangles. And that tells me that all three sides are going to be the same length. So if I just noticed I've got one one equilateral triangle right there that has all three sides with one tick mark. So equilateral, I have one triangle. If I went to isosceles triangles, triangles that have two sides the same length, I'm noticing right here, I've got one of those, and I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to do it in pink. I've got one of them right here. Okay, so this side has two tick marks and that side has two tick marks. I've got another one right here. Two tick marks here and two tick marks here, so that's two of them. I'm also noticing if I look at this triangle, put those two together, I have another isosceles triangle because there's one tick mark here and one tick mark here. So that makes three isosceles triangles. And if I did the one right next to it over here, that makes four isosceles triangles right there. Okay, if I looked at now, if I went across like this right here, and if I wanted to try scalene triangles, I see only one scalene triangle where all three sides are different lengths. It would be this kind of weird one right there. So for scalene, I would have one right there. Okay, the last one says the sum of the lengths of the three sides of a triangle ABC is 38 inches. I'm trying to move this down. The length of sides AB and BC are 14 inches and 11 inches. Find the length of side AC and classify the triangle. So if I were to do this right here, so let's say if I had A, B, and C, AB, let's say, is 14 inches. BC is 11 inches. And if I looked at this right here, I've got 14 and 11 is 25. And so 38 minus 25 would give me 13 inches for that next one. So 13 inches might be right here. If I look at it, all three sides are different lengths. So that, my friends, would be a scalene triangle for that particular one. Talking about our quadrilaterals, remember quadrilateral is going to have four sides that are going to be on there connected. The area inside of a quadrilateral is always going to be 360 degrees. If I started with classifying them, if I just have one pair of parallel sides, that is going to be a trapezoid. Okay, so maybe if I had two sides that are parallel, that I just connected them, may look something like that. Many times trapezoids may look like this right here. Two pairs of parallel sides. Okay, so I've got a pair of parallel sides here. I've got a pair of parallel sides here. It could look like this, parallel and parallel. Opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are congruent. That would be a parallelogram. Parallelogram. All right, and there are three types of parallelograms. If it just has four right angles, it's considered a rectangle. The only thing that has to be true about a rectangle is four right angles. If the only classification is it has four congruent sides, it's considered a rhombus. Rhombuses have all four sides congruent. And if it has both of those things, then, my friends, it's going to be a square. Okay, so if we're going to classify a quadrilateral, we have to use the definition of the last item to help you decide what it is. So it says, tell whether your statement is true or false. All rhombuses are parallelograms. So we know from up above that a parallelogram just has to have two pairs of parallel sides. So two pairs of parallel sides. So yes, all rhombuses are parallelograms. Okay, some trapezoids are parallelograms. So if we looked at this one, parallelograms has two pairs of parallel sides. So a trapezoid has to have two pairs. It says some trapezoids are parallelograms. That would be a true statement too. Not all of them, but Parallelogram says two pairs of parallel sides. Some trapezoids means that some of them were. Some squares are rectangles. Rectangles must have opposite sides congruent, and it must have 4 right angles, so that in that case, because of the 4 right angles, that would be a true statement also. Okay, continuing on, the angles in a polygon. We said there's a couple ways you can do it. We do know that there's 180 degrees in a triangle. So if we're going to figure out the missing angle within each of these for the first one, we would add 23 and 141 and get 118. If we subtract that from 180, that means that missing angle would be 62. Nope, sorry, it would not be 62. We would do 141 plus 23 and get 164. And if we subtract that from 180, it would have a value of 16 degrees for that third angle right there. For number 2, we'd add 64 plus 76 together first of all and get 140, meaning that our missing angle right here, if we take 180 minus 140, is going to be 40 degrees. For number 3, if I notice once again, this is an obtuse angle. If I added 32 plus 36, the sum of those two angles is 68 degrees so far. If I took that 68 degrees away from 180, would give us 112 degrees for that. Okay, if we have quadrilaterals, remember the sum of any quadrilateral is going to be 360 degrees. Easy way to remember that, basic quadrilateral is a square. There are 4 right angles, 4 times 90 is going to have a sum of 360. So in these cases right here, if I did number 6 just to save time, I'm going to start by adding 114 plus 96 plus 108 together, and I get 318 degrees so far. If I subtract that from 360, my missing value would be 42 degrees. So that angle right there would be 42 degrees. For the last one, 2 ways you can do that. You can divide each polygon into triangles if you would like to. You could do that. So like on number 8 right here, what I could do is I could divide into triangles. I could divide it like this, and this, and this, and see that I've got 4 triangles if I wanted to, and take 4 times 180 because there's 180 degrees in a triangle. Otherwise, we have our formula up here at the top. You can take the number of sides on the shape and take 2 away from it and multiply that by 180. So if I looked at number 8, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So if I plugged 6 minus 2 and times it by 180, I would get 4 times 180, and 180 times 4 would give me 720 degrees. For shape number 9, counting the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got an 11 again. So we're going to take 11 minus 2 and times it by 180. So 9 times 180, if I used my calculator, would give me 1,620 degrees on that one. Okay, and that was the last of our lesson. Tomorrow, we're going to do a review on that today, and then tomorrow we will have a short quiz. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I need to get off of here now because I am late for a Google Meet. All right, take care, guys.